Kenya is a member of MIGA, the Multilateral Investment Guarantee Agency, an affiliate of the World Bank that ensures foreign government investments against non-commercial risks. We are a member of ICSID, the member of International Center for Settlement of Investment Disputes, which arbitrates cases between foreign investors and host governments. We are also the first member country of the Africa Trade Insurance Agency. This is a branch of Lloyd's of London, where investors can get insurance against such unusual risks as political risks. Incentives are fairly standard, and these are also fairly standard for the region. And you notice I keep talking about the region. The 5 countries we have agreed to compete while collaborating. So for also my colleagues from Uganda and Tanzania, for those who want to come and look at the East African region, all these apply to them also. We have 100 to 150 investment allowance %. Capital goods are 0 rated. We have duty exemption and VAT waiver for machinery and equipment. We have the EPZ program where you can get a 10-year tax holiday and exemption from withholding tax and stamp duty. In terms of investment procedures, these are fairly simple. You would come in and you register your business in Kenya, where you can open a branch office or you can incorporate locally. You would then submit your applications, your investment application forms to Kenya Investment Authority for approval. We do not approve projects that touch on security, health, and the environment. We would refer them directly to the relevant departments of government, and we'd work with them to give you those approvals, of which then we would issue you with an investment certificate. Some of the key projects that I'd like now to highlight include, sorry, it's not very clear, but this will be on the website as has been mentioned. They include energy. In energy, we are marketing right now 560 megawatt geothermal project in Olkaria. This is in the Rift Valley region, and that's where the geothermal mainly occurs. The investment opportunity here is that we're looking for people who can enter into joint venture with KenGen. I think in the first session this morning, KenGen, which is the Kenya Electricity Generating Company, was talked about. And we want to develop 560 megawatts by 2014, and this will involve 2 components: drilling of 150 geothermal wells and implementing the power plant. This will cost about 2.2 billion shillings. I mean dollars, $2.2 billion. Kenya Airports Authority Greenfield Project. For those of you who have flown into Kenya, we have one major airport in Nairobi, and there's a lot of land that is yet to be developed. And the first phase of the development of the acreage that we have left is called JKIA Greenfield Terminal. We are looking for a serious investor to go into this. The Greenfield Terminal shall be a new terminal building of a capacity for 20 million passengers per annum with a 172,000 square meters. This will provide us with a possibility of efficient connectivity for transiting passengers. In any case, Kenya is already a transiting hub for Eastern Africa. The current airport was built a long time ago with a capacity of 2.5 million people. It is handling 6 million. So already we are overstretched. Kenya Airways, our national airline, would like to purchase more planes, but parking space and all that is constrained. So we're looking to handle 50 international and 10 domestic check positions. We want 32 contact and 8 remote gates associated with 45 stands and linking taxiways. The terminal will be designed with an environmentally sustainable building and be certified by the World Green Building Council using Leadership in Energy and Environmental Design, LEED. That means we will be also investing in this green project at about $500 million. The next project is the ICT project, which I talked about, the Konza Technology City. It hasn't yet been developed, but we are looking at getting a mega developer, an infrastructure development that can put together the science park, the central business district, the BPO park site, real estate development, construction of phased housing development for up to 20,000 residents in 20 years. And here we're looking at spending $7 billion for this project. The last but not least project is the Kenya Railway. I know somebody here asked me about the Kenya Railways. The ready project right now for Kenya Railways is what we are calling the railway cities. And here we want to redevelop the existing stations into state-of-the-art railway termini, which will serve as the hub for commuter intercity and regional passenger rail traffic. The investment opportunities here include construction of commuter rail termini in Nairobi. Kisumu is our city on Lake Victoria, and Mombasa along the Indian Ocean, and will include the development of business parks for light manufacturing and assembly, hotels and conference facilities and accommodations such as this, shopping arcades, mall, and restaurants. What is interesting here is that for this, we will have 20 train stations. The government will invest in the permanent way, so we are already constructing the railway from Nairobi city center into the airport. The other for Nairobi already exists. The railway lines already exist, so we'll just be looking at improving that. So for Nairobi, we are looking at $1.2 million. Kisumu, we are looking at $750,000. And Mombasa Terminal, we're looking at $200,000. The time is now. Kenya is at the tipping point. We are coming of age, especially after the enactment of the new constitution last year. We have reforms across the board through governance. Our constitution is widely being debated right now in Parliament and by the people because this is something new. We have the economic sectors which are ready for takeoff, social, particularly to do with the environment, education, and health, infrastructure. You've just seen JKIA terminal and also our railways. Thus, Kenya offers the best opportunities for investment, and it is the time to invest in Kenya and in Eastern Africa. We ask always that try to fly Kenya Airways, the pride of Africa. Shukrani sana. That means thank you very much in Kiswahili, our national language, and our contacts is entailed in this presentation. I'd like to thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to talk to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that excellent presentation, providing us with a lot of details about the Kenya as a country, as an economy, as a tourist destination, as a manufacturing hub. Certainly Kenya is one of the countries which is very close to my heart. I had the pleasure and privilege to visit and work with Kenya Invest. It's a premier agency, again, like MIDA. It's really a pleasure to be working with Kenya Invest. Very serious people, very competent people, and I cannot agree more with you when you say it's the voice of the private sector, you know, with the government. They really try to fight hard to defend the interests of the private sector, of foreign investors, and to take care of them. We have heard there are a lot of investment opportunities in Kenya in various sectors. Of course, tourism is one of them. It's one of the most beautiful countries in the world. It offers so many beautiful landscapes, you know, whether it's nature, wilderness, safaris, or whether it's beaches. It's a very nice country. In addition, it's a very nice population, very generous, very warm, highly educated as well. It's one of the most developed countries actually in the eastern part, and it's the manufacturing hub in that part of the world. So I would really encourage the private sector here present to connect with Susan and her colleague, and to establish contact and find out more about concrete possibilities to invest in Kenya. But we have the time for some questions, should you wish to address them right now. As I said, to both Susan and her colleague. Yes, I have a question here.
Oh, hello. Thank you for that excellent presentation. I'm Françoise Lemagnon, and I've done a lot of work with international investors. And one of the key issues for them is often finding the right talent, the right people and qualifications in a country. And I just wondered, as was referenced this morning in the green FDI debate, how you work with foreign investors in helping them recruit people, and do you have any support in terms of training programs and linkages with training institutes and universities?
Thank you for the question. Yes, I think as Susan mentioned in our presentation, Kenya, we are quite lucky. You know, we're quite endowed with quite a developed human capital. And one of the biggest assets that most of the incoming FDI have realized out of Kenya, it is that well-developed human capital. But at the same time, it also becomes a challenge to really getting to identify the people to place in your company. And there are two things here. If you come through the Kenya Investment Authority, it is our basic sort of function to help you. And this is for free. We'll try to the best of our ability to link you up not only to the right institutions, but also to assist you in terms of the screening, in terms of identifying the right people. Therefore, to answer your question, yes, Kenya Investment Authority will really assist you to link you up with the right institutions so as to identify the correct human resource for your company.
And I can add that, most foreign investors, when they come, and normally they would put an ad in the paper, and what happens is they get oversubscription of people that they need. We also have professional private sector companies that have data banks of people in different sectors. Yeah. Thanks, Nazar.
Okay, thank you for that. Any more questions?
My name is Filippo Raggi from the Western Australian Trade Office. My question was pertaining to Vision 2030. I noticed one of your pillars was political stability. I know that the elections are coming up in 2012, and I just wanted to hear if you had any reassuring words towards investors in Western Australia and around the world, considering what happened in 2008 in Kenya.
Okay. Thank you very much for your question. Yes, one of our pillars is on the political pillar, talks about political stability. Considering what happened in 2007, 2008, actually the same did not happen, though some people are predicting that as we go to a referendum, there might be some discomfort and people may fight. We actually proved that that was not going to happen again. I can say that the next election will probably be okay, because what we have now is what the people wanted, and that is a new constitution that is charting the way forward on how the people are governed. So we have people who are asking, how is it going to be? The economy is growing. At the same time, we're going into an election. So I think that's confidence enough. As you see, we already have the guarantees for investors. So we say that we have fairly stable country and that investors should not be afraid. As Martin has said, come to us. Foreign investors, according to the law, are not mandated to register with us, but we do encourage that they do come and register with us so that we are with you all the way and after, through our aftercare services. Thank you.
I see none. Then I would like to thank most warmly Susan and Mr. Mutuku about your, for being with us here, for giving us the opportunity to hear what are the conditions to invest in Kenya, what are the new developments, and what are the opportunities. And we would like to wish you, all the best. Thank you.